Ladies and gentlemen, this is really interesting, and this, by any standard of obstruction, well, especially the Democratic Party and media's definition of obstruction, this is obstruction of justice. And it's just so interesting. This is a Daily Beast article today about emails that Andrew McCabe and Comey wrote. And it's interesting that William Barr also, in addition to indicting, the indictments are imminent regarding McCabe, but he's like the first domino to fall in all of this. William Barr is looking at text messages from McCabe. There's a whole lot going on that's public record knowledge. There's a wonderful line here in the Daily Beast, a wonderful paragraph. Scrutiny of McCabe's work at the FBI grew over the following 2 years, with the congressional Republicans and the president calling for McCabe to be fired and punished. But McCabe also had defenders. Clapper, who has also become a target of the president, sent a handwritten letter to FBI Director Chris Wray on February 25, 2018, praising McCabe and calling for Wray to intercede on his behalf. What? Comey's memos were like the biggest allegations. He told Comey to lay off the Flynn investigation. There was no Flynn investigation. Michael Flynn did nothing wrong. Michael Flynn, his conversation with Sergei Kislyak was already transcribed. Already, the FBI and intelligence community already cleared Flynn. He was not getting paid by a foreign country. He was not a consultant. He was not a foreign agent. He did not. There was only one thing that he was indicted on. That's allegedly lying to Peter Strzok. He was not under oath. And McCabe set him up. But why did Clapper send a letter to Chris Wray? I mean, my God, this is unbelievable. And this is just within this Daily Beast article. Clapper, who also became, the president sent a handwritten letter to FBI Director Chris Wray on February 25th, 2018, praising McCabe and calling for Wray to intercede on his behalf. That letter is in the tranche of documents. In it, Clapper called criticism of McCabe completely unjustified and profoundly unfair. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? How on earth is this not obstruction of justice? There has been an internal criminal probe into Andrew McCabe for a long time, since 2018. He lied under oath numerous times with intent to deceive because his wife received hundreds of thousands of dollars from Terry McAuliffe. Whether or not it would have affected his decision-making is irrelevant. He should have recused himself. That's the problem, and that's why he leaked information to the Wall Street Journal for self-serving purposes, to make it seem like he was fair and neutral, just like Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And then Comey's like, I didn't tell you to leak information. Oh, by the way, I'm going to testify against you. Quote, we often appear as witnesses together in congressional hearings where, as you know, bonds with fellow witnesses can quickly form, he wrote. Are you kidding me? This is Clapper. I came to know and rely on Andy as a steady, straightforward, candid, forthright, and honest. My God. And then Clapper, when Clapper was called out just a little bit on it, he's like, well, the president told us to do it. He blamed President Obama. And Clapper told Chuck Todd there's no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. Before I wrote about all of this in the Federalist. This is such an overt setup and scam. It's unbelievable. Anyone who would pretend to, portray themselves as intelligent or savvy, trying to link Trump to Russia because these buffoons, these utter buffoons. Clapper, by the way, lied under oath himself, as did Brennan. Clapper about the NSA deliberately engaging in surveillance on Americans. And then Brennan for infiltrating Dianne Feinstein's Senate investigation into Bush's activities. He also praised McCabe for his sharp intellect, insight, wisdom, unwavering commitment to the mission, self-effacing humility, staunch devotion to the men and women of the Bureau, and importantly, his impeccable integrity. Are you kidding me? You have to be kidding me. Quote, I would hope you consider my observations, which I know are shared uniformly by virtually everyone who knows Andy, and will use your influential voice to ensure he is able to complete his career and retire after his 21 years of distinguished service to the Bureau and this nation, Clapper concluded. Clapper's letter came as the FBI's Office of Professional Responsibility was scrutinizing McCabe. How is this not an obstruction of justice issue? The Inspector General had referred his case to the Office of Professional Responsibility so they could make a recommendation to the Attorney General on how to handle it. They eventually stated that he lied under oath numerous times with intent to deceive. And he did so. This is where James Clapper should be taken to the woodshed politically on this. James Comey himself, the patriot, the salt of the earth, the reincarnation of George Washington. James Comey stated that that McCabe's lying. So now Clapper is what? Now Clapper is siding with Andrew McCabe over Comey? And are they both siding with Loretta Lynch over Comey? Because Loretta Lynch told Comey to call the Clinton email investigation a matter. James Clapper is writing to the FBI to let Andrew McCabe go because they know that he knows that he's next. Clapper knows that he's next. The ODNI report, the Director of National Intelligence report that he compiled, comes with warranty disclaimers that state judgments should not be confused as fact, and high confidence judgments might be wrong. This is just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And this is an article. Emails show McCabe scrambling to handle stories about Hillary probe. In the wake of the New York Times report that his lawyers met with the Deputy Attorney General about the DOJ's investigation of McCabe, many suspect charges could be coming. They will. And the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office has scrutinized allegations that McCabe was not candid with FBI investigators about his role in a news story concerning the FBI's probe into the Clinton Foundation. By the way, what happened to that? Was it that difficult for the FBI investigators? I mean, it doesn't take Inspector Clouseau to see an obvious racketeering, an obvious pay-to-play scheme. My God, how difficult is that? It just so happens that millions upon millions of dollars, $156 million in one case, was donated by 85 people who just miraculously saw Clinton. Wow, that's interesting. How did that happen? My God. New emails reviewed by the Daily Beast can cast additional light on the circumstances that precede McCabe's firing from the FBI. They showed that one FBI official felt the need to clarify to then Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein that the FBI's internal investigation into McCabe's behavior wasn't being slow-walked, and they show that former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper urged FBI Christopher Wray to shield McCabe from being fired. Really? Really? So we're just finding this out now. William Barr and John Durham need to immediately question James Clapper. You cannot do that. It's bad enough you set up and framed an innocent man, President Trump. It's bad enough you did that. You can't go and go to bat for McCabe when he set up. Who's going to bat for Michael Flynn? General Michael Flynn, a veteran, an honorable man. Who is defending him? President Trump tomorrow should pardon. The day after McCabe gets indicted, the day after, President Trump should tweet out my article in the Federalist calling for Michael Flynn to be pardoned, and pardon Michael Flynn that day or the day after he tweets out my article. Not that I'm sure he won't. But I wrote an article in the Federalist, and then you have like people, the biggest buffoons on Twitter, like, oh yeah, Asha Goldman, look what he said prior to, he said things we disagree with, and look, and now he's asking for Flynn to get a pardon. It's like, okay, you know when you've ruffled the feathers of the biggest imbeciles on Twitter that you're on the right track. Michael Flynn needs to be pardoned tomorrow. Tomorrow, because you already know it was a setup and they framed Flynn. I stated the day in 2017. The day they went after Michael Flynn and the day that President Trump let him go. And that was one of the biggest mistakes of Trump's presidency. Because he should have called their bluff and said, no, I'm keeping Flynn. What you got on him? Oh, well, he lied to investigators. Really? We're being investigated over what? Well, you might have worked with Russia. Really? Well, where'd you get that from? The Steele dossier. Oh, really? Oh, is that right? What does the Steele dossier say? Who paid for it? Clinton. Oh. Well, how else did you start this investigation? Alexander Downer. Okay. Is he linked to Clinton? The Clinton Foundation. Okay, so pretty much everything is linked to Clinton. Alexander Downer, the Clinton Foundation, CrowdStrike assessment of the DNC servers. You got the Steele dossier linked to Clinton. So tell me how the Golden Moomoo's not running. By the way, I'm going to do a segment later on. Yeah, I will. Clinton is the Democratic frontrunner right now. Elizabeth Warren wants the Green New Deal. Not even the resolution part. Even AOC knows to just make a resolution and not a bill. Even she's like, you gotta believe, man. What? No, not a bill, a resolution. It's to get people fired up, motivated. It's like, no one's motivated, and she's not going to win swing states with that, and she barely defeats Trump in swing states. That's according to a CBS article. And she hasn't been vetted at all. Warren, her past, trying to pretend she's a person that she's not, that's linked to potentially getting into different schools. And up until recently, well, that's what I was told. Sorry, that doesn't fly today on the left. Actually, it never flew. And Biden, I mean, the longer he goes, God bless him. I just want him to just be safe. I'm worried about him. Clinton's going to run because all of this nonsense stems from Clinton. And people don't get it. Like, it's not like, oh, she's not that powerful. It's like, that's not the way it works. She doesn't write letters. I, Hillary Clinton, I'm going to receive $156 million from 85 donors. I, Madam Secretary, want Andrew McCabe to do this, and that. I, the Golden Moo-Moo, want James Comey to say that I didn't do things intentionally. It's not the way it works. You're talking about a political paradigm, a political dynasty, a machine, and the machine runs. Okay? You don't manually, when you start your car engine, everything just works. The wheels work, the axle works, everything works. You're not manually pulling things, and it just works. The Democratic Party is a machine. Up until recently, a finely tuned machine. And Trump was was this giant telephone pole that it ran into. And then, but it's still functioning. The tires are all messed up, and it's kind of, still on its last legs. And if the machine's still going, Clinton's going to run again. This will be the biggest. I don't usually pat myself on the back. I mean, yeah, the reason I bring up things that I've been right on is because I get to take so much heat. But I don't usually say things like this will be the biggest political call in the past couple of maybe 5, 6, 7, 10 years. I don't know. One of the biggest, okay? At least give me that. One of the biggest. Okay, Stick, Sex, and a Hammer in 2015, 2016 went state by state by state. Sticks went state by state, and he was right. I mean, far more accurate than anyone, from Nate Silver to any polling expert. I mean, he went state by state. He was right on almost every state. Trump winning. I think he was right on pretty much all the states. So that was, I ranked Sticks' call in 2016 as probably one of the best things I've ever seen in politics. But I'm telling you, she's going to run again. And I believe he also, the states like Michigan and Pennsylvania, he called for Trump, I believe. Which was, nobody was calling those states. So I give him major props for that. But Andrew McCabe didn't get a note from Madam the Golden Muumuu. That's not the way things work. Give me your thoughts below. Andrew McCabe's going to get indicted. When the Daily Beast and Lawfare and everyone is like, well, it's going to happen. It's just not fair. I'm expecting any day now, because there's a little lull. I get it. People are like, nothing's ever going to happen. Andrew McCabe's going to get indicted. There's going to be the IG report, and Clinton is going to enter the race because, and I know this is going to happen because I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. And honestly, I'm laughing because it hurts. It hurts too much. I'd rather laugh than cry. I was the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters. And my writing made a clear distinction. First of all, Bernie turned out to be a human doormat. Oh, you punched me in the face? I'm going to fight the 1% by giving you my face again. Here, punch me again. But I made a clear distinction that nobody wanted to make because they're like, you're not on our team. You're going to help Trump. It's like, okay, oh my God, we have record low unemployment. Oh my God, 500,000 manufacturing jobs, 4.2 million jobs in like less than 3 years, compared to 8.9 million in 8 years under President Obama. First president to step foot in North Korea. I love how these grandiose achievements get completely overlooked because of tweets. But I understand because, you know what? For a moment, I thought the Democratic Party was actually a political party. There's zero meritocracy, okay? Zero meritocracy. There was when President Obama won because it was a choice between Obama and Hillary. And President Obama won. That was the last moment in Democratic political history where the Democratic Party was an actual political party. It is not a political party. It is a machine run by two people. We're still talking about Bill Clinton's extension. It's an extension of Bill. My extension has been, oh my goodness, talked about since the 90s. Look, all of this is not by accident. Elizabeth Warren wants the Green New Deal, and the AFL-CIO is against it. Unions won't back her. She's not going to win swing states with the Green New Deal, and neither is Bernie. Biden, there might be a new eye forming on live TV. Do you understand? A third eye. And still there'll be some pundits like, it's a third eye. He can see better with that. That doesn't fly. By the way, also, Elizabeth Warren has by 1 or 2% negative favorability ratings nationally. Or it's like barely positive by 1% or negative by 1 or 2%. That ain't going to fly either. I tried to explain that in 2015 in my writing. In 2016, they're like, well, Trump has negative favorability ratings, so does Hillary. It cancels out. Look, when Clinton loses again and she just obliterates the entire liberal political machine of the United States of America, which is going to be fantastic. Okay. There's something called nuance and context that Democrats have zero concept of. President Trump, his favorability ratings, you can throw them, just toss them aside. It's irrelevant whether Trump, he had negative favorability ratings and he won. Okay, if you watch the WWE and before that, the WWF, the negative favorability ratings of a heel of like, Jake the Snake or, if somebody's like a villain, they love that character. There are people who thrive on being, the villain or like the bad guy. Okay? Democrats don't thrive off of that. They're always like justice and wonderful, except when it comes to the people of Libya or Haiti or mass incarceration at home. The biggest, most disingenuous imbeciles on the planet. But see, that's another reason why Clinton is going to win. I mean, the nomination, not the presidency. Trump will win the presidency, but Clinton is the front runner pretty much now, and we know all of. When I'm spending 15 minutes, 16, 17 minutes on James Clapper writing a note on behalf of Andrew McCabe, who does it benefit, people? It doesn't benefit Warren, okay? Give me your thoughts below. This is unbelievable. I mean, James Clapper should be... John Durham needs to speak to James Clapper about this immediately. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you.